Welcome back, everybody. Coach Justin here. We're back with Sandro, and we're going to get into a little bit more about the person. You've heard about Sandro the patient. Let's learn about Sandro the person this time. So Sandro, tell me your one word that guides your personal journey, not your patient journey, but your personal journey.
I'd say the one word to describe my personal journey is uncomfortable. I think honestly, it's like getting comfortable with the uncomfortable is like my phrase, but the word of the uncomfortable, whether it was in my career or whether it was like me taking up a different hobby or sport, you have to get really uncomfortable. I remember getting interested in triathlons. I'm a terrible swimmer, so I joined the Y and I was super uncomfortable going there just to use the pool. I got in and I had like grandmas and grandparents just doing lap after lap back and forth. And I would do one, CF or not. It's like insanely tough to do it. I would do one lap, stop, I'd get out, I'd take a breather. So that was an example of me, pushing myself to the uncomfortable.
I think it's the common story of all triathletes that swimming is their bad thing. I've only ever heard 1% of triathletes actually say that they were good swimmers. So don't worry about that.
It is the shortest part of the triathlon races. So
that's right. That's right. All right. So what do you do?
Well, I was doing something until recently. I just finished college May 2020. So I'm part of the relentless 2020 class that finished and, had no job for months and months. But I jumped into insurance selling and I just recently left and I have 6 months of sales experience under the belt. And like I said, I was super uncomfortable making calls and presenting to, people that work in a huge range of industries and jobs. So I appreciate the experience, but now I'm looking for a career, possibly in a college or university for international admissions. But right now I'm landscaping, which is my side business. That includes mulching, grass cutting, rock placement, and anything else I'm asked to do. And the money's pretty decent. So we'll see.
Good. I'm certainly glad to hear it. I think that there's always there's diverse paths to get from point A to point B. And, it's definitely a journey.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite subject in school?
Spanish. Definitely
Really?
Spanish. Oh yeah, I majored in Spanish. I grew up speaking Italian at my home because my mom is 100% Italian. So she was a stay-at-home mom and I would just stay at home speaking Italian all day. So I can't read it or write it for the life of me, but communicating, just speaking, I'm pretty much fluent. So Spanish came naturally and I ended up majoring in it, studying abroad in Spain. And it's a beautiful language. I love it so much.
Oh, very cool. Do you have a favorite phrase? Give us a Spanish phrase. Even it's where's the library or something like that.
¿Dónde está la librería is where's the library, but I'll tell you, me encanta cortar el césped, which is I love to cut grass. So circle back to my current career.
Now, what was your least favorite subject in school?
Oh, this one's easy. I'm sure you could even guess. Like what's everyone's least favorite subject? It's going to be math. Hated it. Algebra, geometry's cool, but college math was insane. Stats is ridiculous. I mean, I barely passed. And then I would say, honestly, my second least favorite is finance. That's something else that it's not necessarily math, but it had enough math in it for me to hate it. So.
All right. I think I definitely hear that one a lot.
Yeah.
And so as a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I actually wanted to be a builder when I grew up. I love to play with Legos. Unfortunately, I haven't found a calling with being a builder, but I have worked carpentry jobs in the past. I've worked roofing jobs in the past, and I'm currently looking to begin an apprenticeship program to become a project manager. So, maybe I'll get to be a builder after all, but we'll see.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So what is the most impactful book, podcast, movie, song, or famous person that you have learned something from?
This one's so easy for me. If you guys know Shaggy, also known as Mr. Lover, he makes different kinds of music. I would say like there's one quote that has stuck with me forever since I've heard it, and it's in his song "Keeping It Real," where he says, "No matter how much you're sad and blue, there's always someone who has it worse than you." So it applies to my CF. It applies to that mental fight you have when you're running. Like, oh my God, I'm suffering so bad. Like literally the way I get through it is I'm like, well, I would rather be doing this than, and I think of like way, way worse things that could be happening. And you're just like, oh yeah, so this is easy.
Sandro, that's an awesome quote. And that is, you know, we don't hear a lot of music quotes. So tell me, like, is music a passion for you? Is it part of your experiences?
You know, I'm not musical. I wouldn't call myself musical at all. Besides, I just love to listen to it. I did choir all through grade school. So like a part of me does like, you know, I love rap just because I grew up like my generation sort of really enjoys that rap, that pop, maybe some hip hop. But because of choir, I really love music from the 50s and 60s. I love orchestra music to focus or study with. Choir music does the same thing for me. And I actually just came across like some tenor sax music, and my brother plays alto sax, so I've asked him to teach me. So one of these days I'm going to be, you know, playing tenor sax for everybody. I never thought I would play an instrument. I thought I was really not that kind of guy, but I want to change. So yeah, music is what gets me through the runs, and what gets me through studying, like I said. So I guess music is pretty powerful in my life.
Oh, that's great. Hey, I've enjoyed so much getting to know you, you know, both as a patient, but especially as a person. You know, I think that there really are a lot of different facets to all of us. We're not all just one thing, and I really appreciate you spending time sharing with me over these two interviews.
Well, I appreciate you, Justin, as well, for all you do for the CF community. You know, you not only participate in the runs, which you don't have to do. You could just run for yourself, but you do everything that you can for the community, for the CF Foundation, for other foundations, and you also participate in the runs and you raise money. So I want to thank you so much for having me on and doing all that you do, because it definitely has helped out a lot of CF patients like myself and my brother. So thanks a
Oh,
lot.
thank you. Hey, the feeling is mutual. I get a lot of energy from people like you, from the families of patients, and you know, this is definitely a great passion of mine. So, all right, everyone, keep with us. So we'll try to get some more interviews going with the both patient and personal side of some of our famous patients and advocates, and we'll see you soon. Thanks a lot for joining us, Sandro.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate you having me on.